Today I'm going to give you 5 tips that you can use in your next equitation class. So let's get started. Hi there, my name is Laura and welcome to another video. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. If you'd like to win more ribbons at your next horse show, improve your riding and training, or generally like other horsey related stuff, then remember to subscribe to this channel, hit the bell icon so you don't miss any new videos coming out. So I've got these 5 things. I put them together because somebody expressly wrote to me and said, you know, it's been a while since I've shown. I've noticed these things happening in the show ring. Have things really changed that much since I've shown? Well, to answer your question, no, they haven't changed that much. We were, when we started riding, drilled and drilled and drilled and drilled and drilled and drilled and drilled about the proper riding position. Right now, the focus is mostly on competition and getting people into the competition ring. Right now, the business is to get people into the competition ring so that they can be competing and winning ribbons. The focus was riding, training, riding properly, and riding in balance. Now the focus has changed to getting into the competition ring. Number 1 thing that you have to be when you get into the equitation class, and remember that equitation is all about you. It's about your position and how you look on that horse and whether or not you're in balance with that horse. The actual movement and horse performance is secondary to your performance. If you're thinking hunter under saddle or a hack class or pleasure horse or road hack, one of those hack division classes, or the under saddle class of your hunter division, that is on the horse, and your position is secondary to the horse's performance. So equitation is the rider, hunter under saddle, pleasure is the horse. So keep those things separate, and where they meet is where your bum touches the saddle. We're going to be talking about equitation today and how your equitation position should be so that you can get noticed by the judge in a good way. So number one is you have to be in balance with your horse. This means no chair seat. This means not pinching with your knees and tipping forward. This means not balancing on the horse's reins. So generally speaking, you have to be in balance with your horse. It's going to be different if you're a short stirrup rider or if you're a junior A rider or an adult amateur rider. The overall thing is that you have to be in balance with your horse. You have to be in balance with your horse. And if you're a short stirrup rider, you have to be in balance with your horse. If you're a junior B equitation rider, you have to be in balance with your horse. If you're junior A equitation rider, you have to be in balance with your horse. If you're an adult amateur, you have to be in balance with your horse. So that's the first thing. You have to be in balance with your horse. How do you know if you're in balance with your horse? Can you ride without stirrups? If you can ride without stirrups and not balance on the horse's mouth, then you're probably riding in balance with the horse. One of the most common problems you see is that people are not riding in balance and they use the horse's mouth to balance themselves on the horse. So I challenge you, if you can do a posting trot or rising trot with your hands on your hips, then you're probably okay. If you need the reins to pull yourself out of the saddle, then you're probably balancing on the horse's mouth and not riding in balance. Number 2, heels. Keeping your heels down is really important. Now, why is keeping your heels down? Why is that so important? That is important because your lower leg and your heels are the foundation for your riding position. If your heels aren't down, that means the weight is not coming down and around your horse, and you want your weight to be coming down and around your horse to keep yourself in your saddle. Doesn't matter how strong you are, you will not be able to keep yourself in the saddle by gripping with your knees. You need to have a relaxed, comfortable leg position with an even pressure around your leg and the weight coming down into your heels. If you don't have your heels down, you're probably going to get crossed off the judges list. One of the other things that the judge looks for, number 3, is eyes up. Eyes up is really important because that helps keep your whole upper body in balance with the horse. We talked about our lower leg being in balance with the horse, acting as a foundation and anchor, keeping the weight down into your heels. Your upper body also has to be in balance with the horse. And how are we going to do that? Think of your spine as a bunch of building blocks. one stacked up in front of on top of the other. And think there's a string going through those building blocks. So think of your spine as a bunch of blocks with a string going through the middle, and that somebody is pulling that string through the top of your head and realigning and lining up all of those little blocks. So think of slouching. I'm slouching, and if I line up and if I have my spine and there's a string going through my spine and somebody takes the string from the top of my head and pulls it and makes everything tighter, it's going to align my spine. And that's the way you should think about with your riding, is that you are going to align your spine. Align your spine, and that keeps everything in balance. Another important thing to remember is your head. Your head weighs about 10 to 15 pounds, and if you keep your head in balance over top of your spine, that'll keep you in balance over top of the horse. Sometimes people let their head fall forward, they look down for their diagonals, they look down for their leads, and that puts 10 to 15 pounds off balance and pulls you forward. If you keep your chin up and your neck in the back of your collar, that'll help keep your spine aligned so that you can stay in balance with your horse. If you'd like to have a position review, send me an email with a couple of photos from the side, and I'll do a position review for you. If you'd like to see some other position reviews, take a look here. There's a whole list of position reviews that you can look at before you go into your next horse show. Number 4. Number 4 is your arm position, arm and hand position. When you're looking from the side, you should have a straight line elbow hand horse's mouth. This gives you a straight line of communication and for a relaxed contact with your horse. To get a straight line elbow hand horse's mouth, your arm should hang naturally by your sides, and then you bring your hand up so there's an angle at your elbow. So hang your arms naturally at your side, bring your hands up to about 90 degrees. That's where your hand should be. And your hand should be about this far apart. Sometimes people drop their hands down and wide. That gives you a rounded shoulder. Keep your elbows in at your side, thumbs up, knuckles to the outside, maybe, 30 degrees slightly to the inside, not flat, not straight up and down, but 30 degrees to the inside, and close enough that your thumbs can touch each other. Sometimes people ride with their hands close together like this. That's not good. And sometimes their hands are wide apart, and that's not good either. That makes you ride with rounded shoulders. Final way to check to see if you are riding in balance with your horse is having a straight line ear, shoulder, hip, heel. So if you're looking from the side, there should be a straight line ear, shoulder, hip, heel. And if you do a line from the top, from your ear, shoulder, hip, heel, there should be a straight line down. If you keep those straight lined, you'll be in balance with your horse. If you'd like to win more ribbons at your next horse show, improve your riding and training, or generally like other horsey related stuff, then stick around because there's lots more videos here for you. My name is Laura, and thanks so much. See ya. Bye now. Now go use this stuff. Go hug your horse. Go use this stuff. See ya.